All right, it's the first episode, guys.
Obviously.
So like, you know,
I'm Amanda.
I'm Justin. First thing off.
Yeah, we got a really, really crazy story. It happened back in the 90s. I know I was a teen.
You were 13 when this happened, I guess.
Yeah, so we were young teens. And
right.
I vaguely remember the story. But then, you know, once we started like asking our parents and peers and the community and reading online and combing through papers, we came up with just a few more details, which are kind of interesting. Just kind of filled in some gaps.
Right.
But for the most part, this is such a mystery.
Such a mystery. It's unsolved still.
We really don't know who did it, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
We're going to talk about it today anyhow, because it is a pretty crazy story. And we got a good twist for you guys at the end, I think. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Dum, dum, dum.
So let's get into where this was at.
Okay, so I'll start us off. Our first story, it starts in our sleepy one-horse town of Belfast, Tennessee. The home of the
Hot Two Girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never been so proud in our lives.
God. Yes. Such a great thing to be famous for.
Little factoid here. There are only currently 844 residents in Belfast.
Such a big town.
It's huge.
They get the DG there now, so I mean, they're going up in the world.
That's right. Marshall County seems to be a quiet place for the most part until we found out about this case, and we were like shook. The whole community was shook.
Yeah.
On January 24th, 1998.
So about 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody called for a house fire out at 676 Belfast Farmington Road. Let's talk about this. The guys that got out there,
they said that the fire, I mean, it was raging. They said that they found accelerant at the scene as well, and they said that it took them 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours, I think, before they were even able to.
They couldn't even enter the house for 6 hours because it was just incinerated. It was obliterated.
Basically, it was rubble after that.
Right.
Searching through it, obviously, they ended up finding the bodies.
Right. And it was definitely Ronnie and Linda Clark.
Yeah. And
go ahead and tell us about Ronnie and Linda.
So, Ronnie was born on January 28th of 1949.
Mm-hmm.
And he was born from Mr. Woodrow and Frances. Ronnie Clark, from all accounts, was a pretty normal guy, carpenter, self-employed. Linda was a mortgage consultant, rental home, right?
As far as we know.
As far as we know, this is
all presumed on very little internet evidence. Let's add that because this was back in the early 90s. It is so hard to cover 90s crimes.
Yeah, it was very hard to research. That's definitely true.
We are going on very little information. We've searched genealogy websites to scrub for relatives and things of that nature.
Newspapers, little articles and stuff like that.
Right. The only thing we really found solid concrete was that Ronnie and this woman that he was previously married to before...
They had 2 daughters together.
They had 2 daughters together, and they were named Rhonda and Jennifer. 2 daughters previously with Kay. So, during his early life, he was married to Kay, but he also was married to his first wife, Elizabeth McKenzie. The second one was Kay, in which he had the 2 daughters, Rhonda and Jennifer, with.
Yes.
Kay, being the mother of Ronnie's children, previously to when the house fire happened, they would eventually lose their mother almost in the same manner. It was murder.
Yeah.
Their mother got murdered too. So these poor children, Rhonda and Jennifer, they have had to live with the fact that
it's terrible.
Not only their dad, Ronnie, was killed in this house fire, but their mother was killed as well.
I couldn't imagine losing both parents. and especially in the same way.
Yeah.
The chances of that. And like I said, there were no leads that ended up being anything with Linda's case. By all accounts, I mean that there's really all speculation involved now.
Right.
Later on, there is a connection here. Being that the murders of Ronnie and Linda were in 1998, in 2012, 14 years later, Hay was married to a Mr. Kenneth Colvette. Were married for about 3 years.
Yeah, it was
by then.
It wasn't long.
Ronnie and Linda were only married for 3 months. In some ways, I kind of feel like maybe Linda was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, because if they weren't together that long and they were both murdered together in such a way that they were murdered.
Such a brutal way.
I mean, it was insane. And let's talk about how they weren't murdered. They had found accelerant at the scene of the crime.
Right.
They knew that it had been burned intentionally.
Yes,
and
definitely.
then when they retrieved the bodies, they figured out that they were shot.
Yeah.
Correct? And that's the only thing we were really able to find was that they were shot and then burned.
On speaking with locals, I did find out some other information that wasn't necessarily reported in the paper, so I can't necessarily confirm this information. But from what I was told from a local, which wasn't printed in any newspaper or article that I could find, they were shot and then decapitated and then burned.
That's insane. I mean, like,
grisly.
We don't hear about stuff like that in Lewisburg.
No, I think the last murder we had was, what, about 3 or 4 years ago?
No, that one guy, remember he hid in the attic? That was like last year or something.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That kid.
Yeah. We might even cover that.
Who knows?
Might have to cover that.
You guys definitely send your emails
send
in.
Anything that you have.
Yes.
You got some really crazy stuff, just send it to us, man.
Right.
I'll be glad to sit here
Absolutely.
and talk about it all day
We
long.
will read every one of your emails. By all means, please give us your feedback. We would love to hear what we're doing wrong, if anything. Do you like it? Is there anything you would change about our format?
Shit,
Yeah, please tell us if it's shit.
But I mean, this is something that we both kind of enjoy anyways.
Right.
I love researching these things.
Yeah.
Especially unsolved murders, because there's just a mystique about them.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah, everybody loves an unsolved case because there is the chance that you might one day actually solve it.
I mean, look, they're coming out with new DNA evidence and they're cross-checking other databases now and stuff, and they're popping up with cold cases that are being solved on a daily basis. So I mean, who knows? Just bringing this to the spotlight, being able to talk about it, get our community involved. We could shine light on the subject and be able to bring some new details to light. You know, obviously, there's only so much research we can do in a couple weeks and report on a story. But, you know, we're doing the best we can with the information that's given to us. And as we gain more followers and more stories, we're going to keep giving you content.
We'll keep going over it. I'll get, like, seriously probably about shoulders deep in research on it. I love it.
Not lying.
And I will totally look it up and just research it all day long like a crackhead. And let me tell you,
have 2 girls a crackhead, baby. That's the key to success.
It's the key to success. Yes.
It's the crack. That went so south.
Yeah, that went south.
Okay. Back to the murder.
Now, Ronnie, from what I understand, with talking with a couple of locals, I talked to somebody that had known his best friend for a long time, a lady, and she had said that she had directed him kind of to get away from him.
Really?
I'm not sure if this is real, actual evidence. This is secondhand,
when did you
obviously.
Find this out?
Probably about a week ago or so.
You've been holding out on me?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man, that's a secret research.
You bastard. You bastard.
Yeah.
See, he's even surprising me. So this lady just offered up information?
This lady,
friend?
she basically knew his best friend. She knew that he was into some shady stuff, she said. And basically that she needed him to get away from him. He was just a bad guy in general. Well, whether this is true or not is, like I said, speculation. In that case, I decided to look around because I asked her, I said, what do you think happened here? Her answer was that she thought he was killed by the mafia.
By the what?
The mafia.
What?
Yeah, everybody is looking at me.
In Belfast?
In Belfast, Tennessee.
Whatever.
Everybody's looking at me with the same look.
You're crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay, this is obviously speculation because I don't believe
this. Sounds crazy.
Sounds crazy.
Okay, it sounds
you sound crazy.
And this is always, just a theory here. Like, we don't know.
But you talked to his best friend.
Yes, I talked to his, basically his best friend at the time. Somebody really close to him. How long ago
was this? Like, obviously before the murder. But
oh, yeah. Obviously before the murder. So 80s, I would say
90s?
probably like early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah. So like our parents'
yes,
age.
Basically like our parents' age.
Oh.
Yeah, and probably some of their peers even. The best friend actually at one point in time was considered a suspect in the murders.
Shut up.
It didn't end up panning out, obviously, and end up killing the two of them.
Right.
Back to the mafia point here. I know you guys are really interested to see what I have to say about this. From what I understand and in my research and going in depth about this and trying to figure out just exactly why the mafia would happen to be down here in podunk, small town Tennessee, I got some really interesting answers. Apparently, the mafia has a good stretch to where they reach out to smaller towns and use them for money laundering.
Oh, that makes sense.
And in the Southeast, basically, what they would use is like high ticket items, like think tractors, trailers.
Well, this is the agriculture state.
Yeah, it's the agriculture state.
Okay, so tractor town.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying
the business.
I forget that's a business now.
Yeah, not the business.
We apologize if we've offended Tractor Town. We did not mean that you were hustling money from the mob and the mafia.
Tractor Town is definitely not money
shout
laundering.
out to Tractor Town, our new sponsor.
As far as I know. Definitely not money laundering. As far as I know.
Tractor Town's going to be our new sponsor.
Apparently, yeah. They're definitely coming to sponsor us.
They're going to sponsor us now. Y'all tag Tractor Town in the comments.
Apparently, they do kind of stretch out to smaller towns because it's easier and it stays off the FBI's radar.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, because when we think of the mob, what do we think? We think big city, like Chicago, New York, even LA, they got mobs out there. All these different
Gambino
mobs.
Family. Well-dressed man with a tie on or something, the hat. So this sounds crazy, y'all. I mean, like I said, I know what you guys were thinking.
The same thing I'm thinking.
And you guys are looking at me crazy. I already know.
How you know they're even looking at us?
May not be. May not have any viewers.
Oh, well. We're having fun.
So the mob over here, from what I understand, and through quite a few stories that I found, the mob had a reach from Nashville and from Memphis. They had basically sex from Chicago, from what I understand. Sex. Yeah.
That sounds like sex. I thought you were saying sex from groups. Chicago. What are they doing in Chicago?
Memphis. And not only that, but people have to understand that the mafia doesn't just work by themselves. No, they use other groups as well.
Duffel bag boys.
Yeah, basically.
Wouldn't think Belfast. I mean, why would they?
And this is the point here.
The big guys are employing the little guys in Nashville or Memphis or wherever, and then they're getting little guys.
There are lists. I looked at lists online of that operate in Tennessee organizations. And let me tell you, the list was like 2 pages long. Of different groups that operate in Tennessee.
Wow. We were just doing the story and now it's turned into like mob.
The idea that maybe he was killed by the mob is, it could happen.
Yeah, if he was running, stuff. We don't know what kind of stuff. It's a theory.
Theory, guys.
I could see that. Yeah. It's a reach, but.
It is a reach.
Into some mob stuff or some shady business, and we know that for a fact that he did have some not so good ties to people.
It could just be a description, you know what I mean, like a group or something like that. It could be loosely affiliated people. Stuff happens back here in these hills, especially in Tennessee. The Appalachian Trail is very dangerous. I'd love to do just a whole episode on people that's disappeared in like Appalachia and on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, that'd be
like
interesting.
Probably a 3-hour podcast. Like, you guys can put that. 3 hours?
No, yeah. I'm sure.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Getting back to this, there's a lot of wild theories.
The murder of these two girls, which Ronnie was actually married to first.
Tragic. Yeah, tragic story. In 98, he still had his 2 daughters. Ronnie did. And he was killed. Obviously, the 2 daughters went to live with their mother. 14 years after that, stepfather ended up killing their mother as well. To lose 2 parents to murder, that's...
Kay was stabbed 52 times by her husband,
Kenneth Colvette.
He is sitting in prison right now without the possibility of parole.
Yep,
life in prison. He was most definitely the murderer, although he appealed it.
Even admitted it. I mean,
but he appealed it and said that he didn't have competent representation, so he had to hire another lawyer.
His first plea, as far as that case went, he pled insanity to begin with.
Yeah,
he said that basically he thought that his wife and his daughter were TBI agents sent after him.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
He could have been in a bad mental state. Some of his coworkers even said he was acting kind of erratic the days leading up to it.
Wasn't he considered insane? I mean, to stab somebody 52 times.
I mean,
that's obviously that's overkill. Obviously, how many people in prison really do have mental problems? I would say the majority of them, especially murderers. I would say 99.999% of them have mental disorders. So really, what is the defining line?
What they're looking for is whether you were competent enough, competent enough to know whether you were doing right or wrong at the time of the murder. As far as that goes, the insanity plea, they ended up saying that he was fairly competent as far as the murders went. He knew what he was doing. There was no mistake about what he was doing.
That in that short amount of time, she probably didn't know.
We really don't know the whole story. He could have been in a bad mental state.
Right.
Things like that do happen. People will have schizophrenia and things of that sort. They get paranoid. They think all kinds of crazy things.
But he just couldn't prove his insanity.
And he couldn't prove his insanity. What the court says, he wasn't insane at the time.
So they're saying insane. Like psychosis beyond psychosis. You can't
no
come
idea.
Back.
Yeah, have no idea what you were doing.
So that one woman was sleepwalking and she got away with murder.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because she
had no idea.
Was not in her body. Lights are on. Nobody's home.
She's asleep.
God, and I sleepwalk. That's what's scary.
What about waking up to that?
I think the worst I would wake up to is giving you a smooch.
He didn't get, the insanity plea, obviously. He ended up with life in prison without possibility of parole. Another friend said that he had overheard him talking with somebody else about Kay's rental properties.
Really? You're so much better at this PI stuff than I am. I feel like I'm just here literally for lights, sound, and equipment and social media knowledge.
Like I said,
we're a team.
Yeah, she apparently had quite a few rental properties.
So was he trying to get her money?
Could be, possession of rental property since he was married to her. The thing was, though, is that she was stabbed 52 times.
Yeah.
That's a rage.
Yeah, that's a definite rage.
That's anger.
We've tried to do the best we can journalistically wise to cover the facts.
We've tried to investigate it as much as possible. And let me tell you guys, I have combed and combed and combed for facts on this. And it's just one of those cases where there's a lot of things there and all the pieces are there.
Right.
But they just don't fit together.
Right.
It's weird
so strange
connection. Kay's murder was really grisly. It's really brutal. Not only was she stabbed 52 times, he took and drug her body to the shed out back. He attempted to clean up the mess. When officers attempted. When officers came out there, they did a little bit of badgering, but he eventually just admitted to it and showed them where the body was.
I mean,
they're going to find
it.
He
probably was like, well, I'm screwed either way.
Yeah, so I mean, they're going to find
go
it.
On
I mean,
admit he escaped the death sentence, I guess.
That's pretty much it.
Because he pled insanity, that's probably why they just gave him life without parole instead of old Sparky.
Yeah.
Do we still use old Sparky?
We do. We are
us in Texas, right?
Few states actually that still have the electric chair.
That's wild, right? Just wow. And these small town murders just blow my mind because it's just strange to even hear about back in the 90s when it was even more of a sleepy town. That we had these grisly murders. So
around everywhere.
Yeah, it was like the wild, wild west.
From local conversation, it just seems as if it just got around the wrong people. And getting around the wrong people like that's very easy when you're looking for quick money.
Right. Yeah, because they're going to offer you insane amounts of money to do something so simple because they have just ridiculous amounts of cash laying around that they need to like launder.
So
basically.
Easy, right? Yeah.
So they're just finding people down here to like help launder their money.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's the idea that I was told, at least. It's really believable in some cases. I believe there was a missing case back in, I think, the 70s, late 70s, maybe 77. James Edward Carter. He ended up going missing. He was with a lady and going out hiking, I believe. They ended up getting separated, and he's never been seen since. From speculation around town then, he was part of a operation laundering money for, who knows? We don't know if it's the mob. It could be somebody even smaller than that. It could just be some local drug dealer. Who knows? But he wanted to get out of it from what I understand. All of a sudden, he went missing. Nobody ever heard from him again. But it was well known that he was involved in things of this sort. Well known. The things that I really wanted to take out of that case were just, the facts of what has been happening down here.
Like you said, they're hiring all these little guys to go run their stuff and get their money for them. How would you ever know? You'd never know.
You'd never know.
Because these people are just thinking, oh, we're getting a payday.
Yep.
But really,
struggling people get a payday.
They're in way deeper.
They're in way over their head, man, if it's something of that sort.
No fast money schemes. They are always a scam. Or the mafia's involved, and you're going to get shot, decapitated,
and burned alive.
Well, moral of the story.
I don't guess you would be alive after being shot and decapitated.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of that's a wrong statement there.
Yeah. Burned dead.
But like I said,
burned dead.
Just the connection between these two is just so crazy to me, and it's just so tragic. The losing of your parents, both in the same way, but 14 years apart like that.
I feel for them girls. Yeah. I really do. That is the most tragic thing that I've taken from this story is that those girls, and I don't know if there were any other siblings. We were really only able to find 2 girls, the sisters.
Basically.
I would love to talk to them.
I would love to talk to them and get like more insight or, just hear the rest of the story. Because
they probably don't remember their dad, maybe.
Maybe not.
It didn't say how old they were. We just know they were minors.
Well, we do know this. He had his daughters in the 1998 murder. So by 2012, they had to be at least 14.
Right.
At the least.
So if they were 4, they're of age by that time, which we know because of that court document. They were not minors because they were listed on that one document in particular. And being that it's an ongoing investigation, I'm imagining that the police aren't just going to release all the details. They probably got a case file just sitting on the shelf in the back. So Lewisburg Police Department or TBI or whoever, if you would like to give us your case files, we would love to come through them.
Doubt that one.
We're real good at scrubbing the internet and figuring out who people are, where they come from. Mr. IT guy here. You'd be surprised how easily your information can be stolen. Insert VPN sponsor here. So
no sponsors yet.
We need sponsors.
Dang.
Who's gonna sponsor us? We need a sponsor.
Probably gonna get sponsored by tarps. Doing a true crime podcast. Yeah, definitely duct tape. Maybe. Yeah,
PVC.
it's a good one. PVC. Yeah, maybe some lime. You know,
rope.
Rope. Yeah, definitely. That's a big one right
Knives.
there. Yeah.
Ooh, do we get free guns though?
I would think it'd be more like a saw,
us...
so you can, kind of just make it a little bit more compact.
And this is why we do true crime.
Exactly.
Exactly why.
I'd love to actually solve one of these and actually give somebody some kind of grace and some kind of just closure.
Closures.
Incident,
Yeah, that would be so cool. Like, that's honestly our dream.
I would love that.
Is to be like private investigators. Yeah. Like, we love this stuff so much. It would be so gratifying to be able to give those girls the information that they deserve to get closure. Yeah. That would be awesome. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. If they haven't figured it out by now, no.
It seems...
But you'd be surprised how many times people bring these old cases up and somebody remembers something, or somebody came back to town, or there's other evidence that happened, or somebody bought the house that they used to live in, and anything can happen. I've
seen cases solved 50, 60 years after.
Right. Let's keep our eyes, ears,
never know, man.
Mind open.
The only people that know what happened to Ronnie and Linda Clark are Ronnie and Linda Clark. This is the only people that know it.
That's right.
You're right. And at this point, that's kind of just what we're missing. Definitely because of the local ties, and
could be the mob.
The mafia aspect of it.
Know.
Oh my God. And I look at a lot of these cases, obviously, because I'm just a fanatic of just, true crime in general. Right. So reading about murder every day is just a normal occurrence for me. There's a lot of things that could have happened. Ronnie could have been involved with somebody, and it could have been something about money. And
it had to have been something about, if I had to guess, it had to have been something about money, just for the simple fact that kill was a statement kill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, it wasn't just, I got mad at you, I stabbed you 52 times.
Wow.
It wasn't, I got mad at you and shot you 6 times in the head. It wasn't, I got mad at you and chopped off your head. It was like, I got mad at you, and I shot you, decapitated you, and burned down your house.
Just so everybody gets a good idea of what happened.
See, and that makes me feel like it might have been multiple people as well, because think about it. They had the accelerant, and obviously there was a lot of it.
Could have been. They've gotten away with it so far.
They probably like stripped their clothes down and everything before they burned the house.
If you burn down the house, you
might as
that's DNA evidence gone. You're not recovering any DNA evidence from a fire. I guess in a way they must have been pretty smart, because they did get away with it so far.
Pretty smart or pretty lucky?
Pretty lucky, I'd say.
Yep.
Pretty lucky.
For this to go unsolved for 30 plus years.
Very lucky.
They're pretty lucky.
And they're lucky that nobody was awake and actually happened to see them leaving the property or anything like that.
I mean, 3 a.m.
Yeah, everybody's asleep.
It was intentional. Yeah.
Everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
They knew they'd get in.
And what a bitch move to just come in and shoot you while you're asleep.
It's like a sucker punch.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Like, if you're going to shoot me, at least let me be awake and look you in the eyeballs while I you know what I'm saying? Like, let me look you in the eyeballs.
Shoot me in the face, man. Come on now.
Shoot me in the face. They probably wouldn't shoot me because I look crazier than them.
Honestly, I don't even think they were awake whenever he came in.
That's
there.
What I'm saying.
Not.
Like, what a bitch move to just come in and shoot you while you're asleep. That was 3 a.m.
Obviously, one of them probably woke up, I'm sure. Somebody was awake.
One person knows, not both of them, because you said the only people that really know are Ronnie and Linda. But really, if they were asleep at 3 a.m., one of them knew who did it.
Yeah.
So I bet you anything they went in there to kill the guy that they really wanted to kill.
And she just happened to be there. She was collateral damage.
Happened to be there.
I really do
believe
think that. Yeah, definitely. And that's even what I've gotten from locals. Yeah. They said that they had been married such a time, like 3 months, that she really didn't know what was going on. Now, Ronnie and Linda were married for 3 months. Couldn't be anybody like the spouse or family tie. They've already knocked out all those leads.
It's gotta be a business deal
and
gone
that's
wrong.
Kind of what I was thinking, just from the evidence alone, and what they've been able to actually chase down.
Right.
You know, it seems as if to me it has to be somebody outside of town, maybe, or just outside of his immediate family. If they're outside of the immediate family and friends, that only
you're gonna look
leaves
for. I mean, yeah, there's like how many?
Somebody that is maybe an associate of some sort.
It's got to be.
Or
business.
You know.
Or it just could have been someone that just so happened to be homeless, wandering.
There's serial killers out here in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, so maybe, but I would think
it's such a reach. So.
I would think though that a serial killer, honestly, they would
stick to big cities.
It's a little bit different for them. You know, that's
they're not
purely
go
for
to
the
a
enjoyment.
Small town. Like Dexter went to damn Miami. He was all over the damn place.
Yeah, I mean, they can't find you in a huge town like that. You know, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah,
small town with 844 residents.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna find out about that.
Right.
I would say.
So there's no way that I think anybody in this town was related to this case.
I really don't.
I really don't.
I really don't.
And if they were,
it was somebody else.
They're super lucky.
I think it was somebody else.
I do too.
Linda was there, and she was basically just collateral damage in this situation.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that will tell you that actually know about the story or actually know the couple.
More about Linda. They were only married for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Who was she? We didn't know really jack about her.
Too much.
We just know she got murdered. And
there wasn't much online about her at all.
So, like, if you guys know anything about Linda, please email into Murder of Mayhem at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Message us on Facebook. We have a group.
Yeah.
Murder of Mayhem.
Welcome to join us. You know,
Absolutely.
We have a whole group and everything. We'll post all the time. We love talking to people. We love getting new stories that we haven't heard of.
Yeah, so you guys keep writing in. We're just loving what the community's done with this. It just came up.
Everybody's
in a conversation like, hey, let's just do like a local true crime case. And then we like got to laughing about Hawk 2 Girl being from Belfast. And then we ended up stumbling upon this case. And it just ended up just
crazy case.
Wow. It blew my mind that there were so many connections. Like the little girls losing their parents, and then it may be like some big ties to somebody who obviously wanted them dead for some business sake. More about Linda.
I want to know more about Linda. The only
what was
thing
her
I could
maiden
find,
name? Because
Miller.
Miller
was her
Linda
maiden
Miller.
name.
So if anybody has any information about Linda Miller, we would really like to add info later on. Like I said, if you guys have any information about Linda Miller, we really, really would love to piece together the rest of this if possible. If not, we're going to put it on the back burner and we will wait until we hear something because you never know. It's out here on the interwebs now.
Definitely.
And it can be accessed now with all the information that we personally know to be correct. And maybe the right person will stumble upon it. Maybe the wrong person.
Yeah. Who knows?
Don't kill us.
It would be so cool
to get killed by the mafia?
Or, well, definitely not killed by the mafia. But it would be cool, super cool to find out some more information about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a mortgage consultant over in Tullahoma.
So she had a little bit of money at least. Well, in the 90s, being a mortgage consultant seems like it'd be pretty decent money. I mean,
so she's probably making decent money.
Yeah. Kay had rental properties and they think that he murdered her because of the rental properties.
Yeah,
both of these basically were business deals gone wrong.
It seems that way. And like I said, we don't know.
Possible mafia.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have happened here, a lot of groups that have come and gone, basically. And I'd love to talk more about certain, groups that have come and gone here and have basically even died out. 1980, I think, 1985.
Yeah.
And they were called the Dixie Mafia.
Dixie Mafia?
Yes. They started out in Mississippi.
No shit.
And ended up reaching out across the Southeast. Yes.
Really?
Very violent group, from what I understand. Yes.
What were they about?
Basically anything that can make them money. They were, racketeering, gambling, selling drugs, anything, can make them money.
Related,
crime related.
Anything.
They would do it. Yeah. They actually became that. They figured if, we're going to do something, we might as well stick together and do it right. And then it ended up that all of them ended up attaching themselves to one person, this person to another person, and then by the end of it, they had this whole network of people. So it's pretty crazy story, but I'd love to go more in depth with it.
That sounds awesome. So the Dixie Mafia.
Dixie Mafia is what it's called.
We are looking forward to that podcast for sure. We have several cases we're looking into all at once. I'm sure we're gonna have about 20 at one time.
Yeah.
But please send in your suggestions. Keep doing it. We have so much fun. We want to hear what you guys have to say, and let us know if you like it.
Yeah, something we're kicking up for next week. It's going to be awesome.
We do?
Yes.
I don't know what we're cooking.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not telling you either, I guess.
I not know.
Yeah.
This is not cool.
Yeah, we're going to definitely cover
keep
something.
Secrets from me.
Oh my God. We're going to find out.
You don't ever keep secrets. See, this is not only mysterious for them.
Yeah,
you don't ever lie to me.
It's going to be amazing.
You lied to me.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm so mad at you.
You're going to love it. I'll give you a hint.
You have to tell
on
me.
this one, I guess. Both of you. So the only hint I'm going to give you guys is that this one was local as well. And it was much, much worse. Much worse.
That's non-descriptive, but thank you.
It's probably the worst crime or worst killer in, I'd say, southern Middle Tennessee.
Ooh.
Of all time.
And it's close.
It's very close.
Okay.
Very close.
Well,
and it wasn't
good.
a huge story that actually got out everywhere, but it was a big story.
Right.
At the same time. So we'll definitely take a look at it, and you guys are gonna love that one.
Whatever it is,
you guys are gonna love this one. It's great.
So surprises for everybody next week. Y'all tune in next Wednesday at 7 p.m. We will have another episode ready for you guys to go. We look forward to releasing these every week. Definitely. We want to thank you guys for listening, tuning in, watching.
Thank you for watching our bullshit.
Yeah. And in order to continue to do our bullshit, we need you guys to keep watching our bullshit. We're funny.
I feel like I'm funny. I feel like I'm a funny guy.
I love how we both like stuff.
We're like, I'm a funny guy.
We're funny. Like,
yeah.
We laugh at each other constantly.
I'm a fun guy.
But
yes. And with that, I think we'll end on that one right there.
No, we won't.
No?
No, we won't. You look like you want to kiss me.
Huh? Oh. All right. You guys.
Okay. So, you guys, thank you very much for tuning in, watching.
So much.
Like and subscribe our video.
Yes.
Please. We will continue to make content for you guys.
In the comments, like, did you have anything else to add to the video? Man, please. I'll read the comments. I'm on there. Like, please.
I would
love to know
I'm on there.
Any other facts. If you have something that you can get straight for me, maybe in my facts.
Yeah.
Please let me know.
If we messed up in any way, shape, or form, please let us know. We do not want to report inaccurate information and like sit here and look stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So
like,
you guys just let me know.
I want to actually have this be a factual type of podcast where we can get together and actually like comb over what do we have, who done it, who is it, you know, where, when, the whys, everything. I want to comb through this stuff. And I think that's going to be the difference between us and a lot of other true crime podcasters around here is that like we really enjoy this stuff and we will dig. Yeah. We will find any and everything we could possibly.
I dig.
We dug.
I'm very knee deep in something. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. Like, I'm so excited. So excited.
But I can't hear about it.
I might tell you.
You better be so happy. I'm going to be like prying you in your sleep tonight.
It's going to be great.
What the podcast is. Tell me what the podcast is. Tell me what the podcast is.
She's going to smother me in my sleep. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that's cow. That's mouse. But yeah, I'm pretty sure cow is going to be the one to smother us in our sleep.
She's going to sit on our face.
How much does he weigh now? Like 12 pounds?
He is 15 pounds. He's our big boy.
He gained weight.
Yeah.
Oh, you were bragging on him, too.
I know. He was doing so well. You were like,
oh, he's down to like 12 pounds.
And you were doing so well.
Okay, so we need to end this on a positive note.
How about...
No. I already know.
Be like, I don't know. Peace. Bye.
You and me both.
Bye.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
We'll see you next week, man. I'll tell you that I will be here next week too.
So we will see you next week, 7 p.m. Wednesday.
Yes.
Be ready for our new episode. It's gonna be a surprise to apparently me too. He's gonna tell me though. Like
maybe.
I'm gonna pressure you.
Maybe.
You'll cry.
I might.
You will. We'll see y'all next week. Bye. I love watching you do things you love.